Good evening, good day, everybody, wherever you may be around the world. It is here on the Eastern time zone of the United States, Sunday, March 24th at 9:30 p.m. And I am Matthew McQueenie from Konabos, and I'm here to announce the results of our Sweet 16 Konabos March Madness 2024 contest. Again, this is all in fun. But this contest, this competition, it's the second year running with the Sweet 16. And the way that the companies move forward is through LinkedIn reactions. You can have a clap for one, you can have a light bulb for others. And so here we are to discuss our Sweet 16 results and announce who will move on to the Elite 8. I do want to say, everybody in this Sweet 16 deserved to be here, put forth great effort, great team spirit, great esprit de corps, if you will. These 16 were whittled down from over 100 companies when we had our seeding and we had our nominating phase first, then we had our seeding round, which lasted a month. And out of 100 companies, these were the top 16 this year. And including one company who did not make it, but we are good friends at Content Stack. I'm wearing my March Madness shirt from last year, 2023. Content Stack was the champion. So it was a furious competition this year to get to this 16. So no one should leave feeling defeated or unhappy. We all win. The numbers we saw from this Sweet 16 round were phenomenal. This again is an organic campaign where LinkedIn reactions, we even have folks writing in, if you will, with their enthusiasm about who they want to see move forward. And we saw upwards of 30% engagement rate on this round. And this will only continue because, of course, for this next week, it will be the Elite 8. Then we will have the Final 4. And then the final week will be the Final 2 to see who is crowned, who gets their shirts, who gets their trophy in this year of this all-in-fun Konabos March Madness 2024. So let's get right to the numbers. And I'm going to kind of put this up here so I have my bracket showing. This, again, is what we've all been looking at this week. Phenomenal engagement. We got over 1,000 engagements on this one post, just showing how much we can connect as an ecosystem of DXPs, just the products that can encompass the DXP. So let's go right to the 116 matchup, which was going to be a tough one. And this was where Squiz went up against the number 16 seed Directus. Just to remind, one other thing I want to say as well is I'm going to look to bring on folks from these companies this week, in the future weeks, to talk about their products, to talk about their enthusiasm for Konabos March Madness, to just, get a little bit of the business case for these platforms out there as we're having a lot of fun with the enthusiasm case. So Squiz had over 70 votes of engagement in the Sweet 16 round, and Directus had 26. Several write-ins for both, but Directus has nothing to be ashamed about. They did an unbelievable job. Directus, again, is the back end to build anything or everything, as they call it. They combine the utility of a headless CMS with the power of a BOS, so a backend as a service. Directus handles APIs, auth, admin, and more, so you can focus on building amazing apps and websites. Directus, of course, won the Boy & Company CMS Kickoff CMS Idol Contest with CEO Ben Haynes on hand there. And Directus is doing a lot of really innovative, interesting stuff in the media space, which I'm always excited about. They're creating their own almost version of Netflix. They wouldn't go so far as saying that, but they're creating content that tries to hook in their users. Really good numbers, really good build. But This year, Squiz has really asserted themselves formidably. And Squiz is a global digital experience platform, a DXP, serving customers in the government, higher education, and enterprise sectors, designed for complex service-led organizations. Squiz helps teams build brilliant digital experiences fast. Gartner ranked, no vendor lock-in, composable, unify existing tech, embrace change with confidence. So I will look to have somebody on from Squid if you want to contact, or Squiz. If you want to contact me, I would love to do an interview with someone there, and we'll get your story in a very focused way. Good job by Squiz, and all the best to Directus. They existed in this Sweet 16. Number 2, we had .cms, which is an agile, fast, and flexible foundation for your content. .cms provides the infrastructure your team needs to build powerful, engaging, and consistent customer experiences across all your channels. With a robust no-code tool library and industry-leading content management capabilities, top brands trust .cms to drive results. They were up against Cloudinary, which helps brands manage, transform, and optimize and deliver engaging visual experiences at scale. Very high-level DAM digital asset management platform. .cms did win this round in the 215 matchup. 34-16 on the vote. Several write-ins. Cloudinary came to play, but .cms will move forward. They were the 2 seed. Oftentimes the top seeds do advance, and there's a reason they're there. But thank you, Cloudinary, very much for being a great platform and for taking part and showing your enthusiasm in this Konabos March Madness. In the 3-14 matchup, we had Constructor going against Sitecore. Constructor is a search and product discovery platform optimized for e-commerce KPIs. Of course, KPIs stand for key performance indicators. The company brings together site-wide e-commerce search and product discovery, merchant solutions, and enterprise-ready delivery, all in one AI-powered, KPI-obsessed platform built for the results that matter for you. Of course, Sitecore is a top digital experience platform, making the shift, like many companies who have some legacy history, into this composable headless marketplace. In this round, Constructor did just inch ahead and move forward, so they will be moving into the Elite 8. But Sitecore has a great community, great products, and we're always happy to work with Sitecore and have them in the mix for Konabos March Madness. In the 4-13 matchup, we had Kentico going up against Storyblock. Now, interestingly, these two companies do find themselves competing at times for customers. So this was just all in fun, but it was interesting that they found themselves there. Kentico is the hybrid headless SaaS unified DXP. Really looking forward with their platform to move ahead into the cloud off of the versioned, upgradable solution to one that is monthly upgrades, continual iteration, and a platform that is continually improving in the cloud. Storyblock is the headless content management system that empowers developers and content teams to create better content experiences across any digital channel. And Kentico did move forward. They had 54 votes to Storyblock's 29. With write-ins, you could probably add 10 or 20 to each. But Storyblock really came to play. That was a high number to get into the 30s. Really inspired stuff. When I look at the numbers, certain matchups were tough, as it always comes down to matchups, but that is a representative amount of votes for Storyblock. So we thank them as well for participating, for evangelizing for their platform, and for being a major player in this space. Next up, we had Commerce Layer going against Content AI. Commerce Layer is an API-first commerce engine that makes it easy to go headless. That's what they say there. Content AI is the headless CMS that enables organizations to achieve an unparalleled return on their content and engage meaningfully with their customers. Lots of meaningful AI imbued into the product in ways that are not just maybe integrating a ChatGPT, but really thinking about how AI can infuse a headless content management system. And Content AI did come out on top here. They really came forward, 56 plus votes to Commerce Layer's 10 plus votes or so. I do have to say, I noticed in some of the commerce players that perhaps they were disadvantaged by Shop Talk going on in this same week. They were focused on their business at that Las Vegas conference, and so potentially did not have their whole teams at the ready to vote. So that is a little bit of a potential disadvantage, which we'll think about in future years. But Content AI did come out on top there. Speaking of commerce, Ultra Commerce went up against Cloud Cannon in the 6-11 matchup. And let's just give you our little commercial here. Ultra Commerce is the complete e-commerce platform with flexibility to grow with you. It's time to go beyond just shopping carts. Get a flexible all-in-one commerce platform that integrates with the entire business. Sell more with better selling, marketing, operations, and other advanced tools that delight customers and empower internal teams. And again, they were going against Cloud Cannon, which from my research, I will look forward to having them on and talking more about the product. They seem to be New Zealand based. Tell me if I'm wrong, but it did feel like they were based over there. Visual CMS that gives content teams full autonomy on your developer approved tech stacks. So in a little bit of a low scoring affair, Cloud Cannon did come out on top there over Ultra Commerce. So we will look forward to them in the next round. Now we're going to go to now we're getting into some of the more competitive seeding matchups, right? We have the 7 and 10 and the 8 and 9 left. 7 and 10 had Consia. Again, they've been .ai, but the .ai is going to be kind of de-emphasized a little bit. So Consia going against Umbraco. As we said last week, Consia is the leader in digital experience orchestration, DXO. They're the brains of your composable stack. They have leaders like John West, who Konabos knows well. John West was the first ever guest on the Konaverse podcast and has done work with Konabos. Bart Amlo, global head of sales. He was the former CEO of Content AI as well. They're mock certified in this last year since last year's March Madness. Great thought leaders with Sana Remeke on down. Really, really strong contender here. And they really came out against Umbraco, who also is a great competitor. They have more than 700,000 installations of their product. Umbraco is one of the most deployed web content management systems on the Microsoft stack. It's in the top 5 most popular server applications and among the 10 most popular open source tools. Great team there. They really came out in this Sweet 16 with 40 plus, closing on nearly 50 votes. But Consia really brought the hammer in this round. They had 72 votes, and their write-ins probably brought them near 100. It will be interesting to see if they find their way to playing Squiz, because their vote tallies were very similar in this Sweet 16. So they really came to play, but as did Umbraco. Umbraco was really, really inspired in this round. So we thank them for their involvement and still look forward to, as we say, talking to Umbraco beyond March, beyond the madness. In our last matchup of the week, of the evening here, we had Kaju.ai going against Search Stacks. Kaju.ai, Kaju DXC, digital experience composition, takes care of the tedious part of building your digital experience. Give it a design and watch it convert to a functioning page in minutes. They're AI-powered digital experience composition platform that removes the drudgery from the design to code process. As a judge myself in that aforementioned Boy and Company annual kickoff where they were in the CMS Idol, Nabil Arfali, the head of Kaju, the head of Tech Guilds, he gave an inspired presentation. The product is really neat. You can draw things like on almost the old idea of drawing on a napkin, and then it creates components. That's just one piece, but it's a little magical piece. They really create an amazing product, and they were going up against SearchStacks. SearchStacks was another company led by Samir Magan, another great Konaverse guest from our podcast. He also presented the next day at the Boy and Company. SearchStacks offers end-to-end search solutions for better search, solar infrastructure on the back end, and site search on the front end. Really just a tremendous search product in the composable universe and stack, focused on doing something to the best of breed ability and delivering in ways where you can have a search page up in hours, really, if you're pushing it on your page. So in that matchup, SearchStacks did come out on top, but Kaju was right there. This was probably one of our more competitive rounds. SearchStacks just on the comment thread with the reactions, they were 43-29, and I'd say SearchStacks had 15 to 20 extra write-ins. Kaju had 10 to a dozen extra write-ins. So, if it were an open seating thing, Kaju really, really acquitted themselves well and came out with great enthusiasm, great product. Both of these are great products in this realm, and we're so happy to have had them both involved in this. So I think when we're looking at, just as our final piece here, when we're looking at our matchups, we're going to have Squiz going against SearchStacks. It's going to be quite interesting. We're going to have, how about this one? Kentico going against Content AI. It was coming up on a few short years ago. Content was a product, a product within Kentico. It used to be Content by Kentico. On my birthday 2 years ago, it hived off into its own company. There was an investment round, I think from an Expedition Capital was the name of the company. There was an investment round. Peter Pallas is the chairman. He essentially was the founder 20 years ago of Kentico. And within Kentico, which is now again going hybrid headless with this unified DXP, really strong offering. CEO Dominic Pinter, who I've gone on many great runs with and is a great leader. Other than that, product team, Debbie Tusek, all the way down. Great team there. They're going to be going against their former company from within, Content AI, which as part of that investment round decoupled into its own company. Again, the aforementioned Bart Omlo from Consia was the CEO initially. So that will be something. We're going to have to see how the esprit de corps jumps forward. I believe in Brno, Czech Republic, that Kentico and Content are actually in the same building on different floors still. Again, Peter Pallas spawned both. Great entrepreneurial story there. Listen to that podcast. Then when we look on the right, we're going to have .cms going up against Consia. That's going to be quite a matchup. And then last up, we're going to have Constructor going against Cloud Cannon. That is two very new entrants into this Konabos March Madness mix. Two companies who I'm going to really look forward to getting to know through some interviews. We'll get them up here as soon as possible. Again, contact me. I'll have everyone on. We'll do maybe 15-minute interviews with everybody because we want to not only have some fun here, but to push out what your unique selling proposition, what your marketing positioning is, what the origins of your company are, and what you want to be in the future. That is very important to us as we're having some fun and bringing a ton of engagement to our industry as a whole. And honestly, Konabos is very happy to host this this competition happening on our page. Great engagement, everybody. Really look forward to this Elite Eight round, and we'll have a lot of fun this week as we head into some holidays, some spring break for some of the kids in our lives next week, and let's onward and upward with Konabos March Madness. Thank you very much.